Welcome to Breakthrough. I'm your host, Sharon Joseph, and this is Breakthrough, where I bring you tips, tools, and insights for life. Now, what do I do? I am the managing director of SAJ Consulting Services. I'm a professional speaker, executive coach, trainer, and business consultant. I'm also the history making president of the Laurel Highlands Toastmasters Club in the heart of Connellsville, Pennsylvania, about 50 miles southwest of Pittsburgh. Today, I'm concluding our series on Black History Month. And today, I'm specifically focused on well, I've been talking about the color of your mind. And today, I'm concluding with the color of a great mind. So, as I go through this series, I hope you're able to get something in it that would be able to help you move forward and realize how amazing your mind is. I come to you live every week, as I mentioned, right here in Connellsville, and I'm about to give you a quick recap. Actually, the entire program will be a recap of what I've been talking about all month. So I'm just going to get comfortable, cross my legs, and okay, quick recap. So, as we celebrate Black History Month, I celebrate the color of our minds rather than the color of our skin. And people who are activists, especially Black activists, may look at me and think, well, Sharon, you don't really get it. I promise you, I get it. I truly believe, though, that our ability to impact our world has absolutely nothing to do with the color of our skin, but more so the color of our mind. This does not take away or diminish the challenges of Black and Brown people. Absolutely not. On the contrary, I believe it's my way of celebrating the accomplishments of the people who have made history in the past and helping us of today realize that we have all that it takes, all that's necessary right now in us to be great history makers. And that's why I am focusing more on the color of our mind and not the color of our skin. Black and brown people have made significant history and has come a really long way in our world, despite our challenges and the unfair systems in which we live and operate in. We are still dealing with many unfair things. I get it. In our culture, we have the ability to do great things, but sometimes we feel like we are limited just to this little piece. And I'm saying that we can move beyond that. I believe that our ability to impact our world and make Black and Brown history in the future is not necessarily based on our color, but the color of our mind. If you hear me repeat this often as I go through today's program, I truly believe that if we focus more on the color of our mind versus the color of our skin, that we would be able to do some absolutely great things. And truly, I believe our mind is our secret weapon. I recently told a friend of mine that, oh, our secret weapon is the VP of Public Relations for our Toastmasters Club. And as I was talking about the color of our mind, truly, sometimes the things you don't see are the most powerful that we have. When I say that, I'm reminded of our heart. Think about it. Our heart, it's what we have, it's what keeps us alive, it's what keeps us going and loving and caring, and yet still it's hidden. And our mind, that's inside of our head that cannot be seen, it's one of the most powerful things we have. So I'm here to remind you that no matter the color of your skin, no matter your race or religion, no matter the accent you have, like I do, I am telling you that the things we have in common, like our mind, That's the most important thing, I think, that can help us create history in the future. And I'm all about helping us create history as we move forward. It takes courage, though, to do something that no one else has done before. It takes courage to move forward despite the pain of our past. But the one thing that can help us is the effectual use of our mind. That's the essence of what I'm doing here of today's program and this month's theme of on the color of our mind instead of the color of our skin or specific. It's about Black history, right? So I'm talking about Black history from the point of the color of our mind versus the color of our skin. Okay, let's move forward. If this is the first time you're joining me, I am saying thank you, thank you, thank you. If this is the first time you're looking at one of my programs, thank you also. I encourage you to go back, check out the others, because I truly believe that you could be blessed by them. Not just blessed, but be blessed and transformed. Also, if you have a breakthrough story that you'd like to share with me, I'd love to hear it. So if you do send me an email to breakthrough TTI, that stands for Breakthrough Tips, Tools, and Insights, breakthrough TTI@gmail.com. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sharon A. Joseph DTM on YouTube, and click that notification button so you can be notified when I publish my life transforming broadcast on a weekly basis. Now, I mentioned that I'm a business consultant and coach and so on. I think my greatest passion is helping other people live more passionately. Want to get more information about me? Check out my website, sharonajoseph.com, or reach me at 440-497-0172, 440-497-0172. Some of the things I spoke about in this series was the fact that actually I have also learned some things. Every program I do, I learn something new. I love to learn. So I'm always learning so I can come and share with you. In this series, I've learned that 2 out of 3 people don't do something if they think it's hard. Can you imagine? 2 out of 3 people, 2/3 of the people you see will not do something if they think it's hard. That's why it's so easy to make a significant difference, because it takes just one out of 3 people to do something that's different, that seems hard, to make a great difference. And again, this has nothing to do, when you think about it, 2 out of 3 people. It doesn't say 2 out of 3 Black people or 2 out of 3 white people. It says that survey says 2 out of 3 people. So it doesn't matter the color of your skin. That these are the things that helps me to remember or know that our ability to do great things has nothing to do with the color of our skin, but the color of our mind. And guess what? We all have a gray color mind, because the color of our mind is gray, basically, and all of our minds are the same color. So remember that. Fact is, if you believe that you can't do something, then more than likely you can't. It has nothing to do with you being black or white or the color of your skin. If you believe you can do it, then you can. We can all be history makers, all of us. We may blame our inability to get things done or create good Black history or history in general, no matter the color of your skin. We may be making an excuse or blaming one thing or another. But can I tell you, the challenges that we face now, every person, or if you want to consider every person that has created history had to deal with the challenges and the issues of their time. Think about it. Every history maker had to deal with the issues of their time at that point in history before they were able to make history. I'll share a few with you. When I think of Martin Luther King, and actually it's more than just that. I think the fact that they had to deal with the issues of their time, and some of the times what they went through were, wow, really crazy. When I think of Martin Luther King being thrown in jail several times, his life, always being a target. And eventually he was taken out as a target. Someone literally, targeted him and killed him. My point is, but even then, although he knew that his life was in danger, it didn't stop him from doing the things he wanted or needed to do to create some of the history we have now. When I hear this speech of part of his speech where he talks about, I have a dream, he dreamt that one day his children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. How do you build, or where does your character come from? It comes from your mind, it comes from your mindset. So as I talk about creating history, understand that it comes from the way we think. If that dream must take place in us, in you and I, then we can start creating history right now based on the character or the content of our character and not the color of our skin. This is so important. If we can just get this, our lives will be transformed. There are two things I believe we all have in common. We all have 24 hours in each day, and we all have a mind. Anyone who wants to have or wants to make history has those two things in common. It was the mind of Ralph Bunche that caused him to be the first African American man to win a Nobel Peace Prize from Detroit. Think about it. It was the Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, actually. His mind allowed him to perform the first successful open heart surgery in 1893. Can you imagine, in that time where people were enslaved? And I feel like I want to sneeze, but I'm not going to sneeze. I'm trying to find some water around here. This will help me. Okay. Spilling. Okay, but talking about Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, that performed the first successful open heart surgery in 1893. It took his mind, it took his determination. It may have taken practice. It may have taken him working, practicing when others were sleeping. What can you do to impact history? Not just Black history, but history in general. It's with his mind that Barack Obama became the first Black president of the United States. My passion for this series, my passion for you, is to help you understand that your value and my value, it's in the power that comes from our mind and not the power that is looked upon on our end. That the effective use of time, the same thing we have in common, 24 hours, is what will help us to do great things. Some people are praying while others are sleeping. Some people are working or reviewing, revising, researching things to become better at it, to become excellent at it while others are sleeping. You and I can make history no matter the color of our skin. What really matters, again, is the color of our mind and the way we use the thing we have in common called time. We all have 24 hours. The Queen of England or someone, a beggar on the street. We all have 24 hours and we all have a mind. It's how we use it that truly makes a difference and that can truly make history. What are you going to do to ensure that you make history as we move forward? What are you going to do to ensure that you make a significant impact on this world, despite the socioeconomic challenges we deal with today, now? My suggestion is to make a decision to learn, make a decision to be relevant. I've shared a story here with you about one time while working on Wall Street. I was going upstairs to a meeting on the 50th floor, but I got into the elevator, didn't make a decision, didn't press a button, and ended up going to the ground floor and had to go all the way back up to 50 when I made a decision to press the right button. If we don't make a decision for ourselves, other people will make it for us. Like in that elevator, the person who came in after me made that decision as to where I was going for me because I didn't make it. So I'm encouraging you to make a decision. If it's to be excellent, make a decision to be excellent. Make a decision to do all things well. If it's to learn a new trade or a new something, make that decision and then invest again. First, you make that decision in your mind, and then you invest the necessary time to learn and grow. People will find you no matter where you are if you learn, grow, and become excellent. They'll find you no matter where you are. People will find you no matter where you are or despite the color of your skin. Oh, I can't stress this enough. And some of my friends, some people may be mad at me for speaking like that because they may be still focused on the fact, well, Sharon, you don't know black folks here are X, Y, and Z. Can I tell you, I'm black too. And the same things you experience, I have experienced, is experiencing, or maybe will experience in the future. I'm encouraging you to see yourself for who people's more than the way people see you. See yourself where you want to be versus where you are right now. You cannot change how other people think about you. You can, however, change the way you see yourself, the way you think about yourself. Your race doesn't have to define you. The color of your skin doesn't have to define you. Your future, your destiny is too great to be contained. Your future and destiny is too great to be contained. You are irrepressible. People may try to hold you down, but they can only do so with your permission if you allow them. Think about it. You are more than the color of your skin. You are more than your race or religion or your culture or where you were born or, and yes, as I mentioned before, the way you sound when you speak, your accent. You're more than that. You're a history maker in the making. I love that. A history maker in the making. It's true. You are. I am as well. What does our mind have to do with all of this? Absolutely everything. If you can resist the herd mentality of naysayers, if you can resist just doing things because people have done it, or if you can resist just not doing things because it's hard, you will be so far ahead. You will succeed no matter what. You will be beyond your peers no matter what, and no matter the color of your skin, because that takes physical hard work or mental hard work. It takes time to learn to become excellent. And that has nothing to do with the color of your skin, but more so the color of your mind and the decisions you make. Yeah. If you decide to do things that someone else thinks it's too hard to do, you will get the success that the other person thought wouldn't get because they thought it was too hard. When the Bible talks about be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind in Romans 12:2, when you think of the word transform, a thorough, the definition of transform is a thorough or dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of your mind. That's amazing. A dramatic or thorough change in the form, appearance, or character of your mind. So transformation is not just the physical, it's not just about you physically changing, it's about you mentally changing. Be transformed. Check out Romans 12:8. I pray that you are transformed. to understand that the greatness, the seed of greatness that's planted within you, requires you to transform the way you think about you, the way you think about your value in order to do great things and create history. I encourage you to think of ways to do the hard thing that other people think is too hard to do so that you can reap the benefits of doing the hard thing. Nothing, think about it. The things that come easy, think about the value of it. It's generally the things that's difficult to do that truly has value. When you think about a pearl or a diamond, think about the process of getting that out of the earth and then refining it before it becomes valuable. Think about it. If you would do the difficult things, things that other people are not doing, you will become so valuable. You would be wondering, huh, why is it so difficult for this person to get to this level when I seem to be just flowing through? It's because you did the hard thing when you needed to get to where you are right now. So remember that. Okay, moving on really quickly because I really want to get through all of this today. In talking about again the color of your mind and the greatness of your mind and the power of your mind, I want to encourage you to refine and develop your skills. How do you make history now? By refining and developing your skills. Think about that thing that you're passionate about, and that very well could be the skill, the one thing that you need to refine to the point of excellence that other people will seek you out for. These are the things that would truly make you and I history makers and supernaturally successful. Remember that your mind is your most valuable asset. Your mind is your most valuable asset. No matter where you're from, no matter what culture you were born in, the family or anything, any external nature or nurture. I think I spoke about that last week. I did. No matter all of that, the color of your mind is the most important thing. Remember that your greatest investment is the investment you make in you. Your greatest investment, it's not your kids, it's not your family, it's not your house. No, your greatest investment is the investment you make in you. Because based on the investment you make in you, everything around you would benefit or reap the benefits or the interest of your investment in you. Think about that. The other thing to think about as you think about creating history and moving forward and doing great things, no matter the color of your skin, is that you do it with my CIAA principle, and that is character, the C, character, integrity, and an amazing attitude. Attitude, your attitude accounts for 85% of your success, and your aptitude, certificates, learning, degrees, and all of that accounts only for 15%. That tells me whether you learn formally by going to college and getting a degree, or you learn a trade, or you don't go to college at all, but you have an excellent attitude, a good character, and integrity, you are 85% along the way of your success to be successful. So think about that. Also know that your gifts and talents, the Bible talks about it, will make room for you. It will make room for you. Not a gift or talent that's barely refined, but one that's excellent. Your gift and talent, once refined and becomes excellent, will make room for you. And our identity, where we were born, and anything that we can associate with our identity has nothing to do with the greatness that's inside of us. Because no matter where you're born, you can impact your society there, or not just your society or where you're from, but the world with who you are when you become excellent. However, we need to remember that our identity, how we see ourselves, how we think about ourselves, and who we look up to based on our identity has everything to do with who created us, and when we don't connect to who created us, we would not be able to see and find our identity and operate successfully. Our self worth is inextricably tied to our identity, how we see ourselves. Do you identify as just a Black person, or a minority, or an uneducated, too fat, too thin, or anything like that? Because if you do, if you identify as a nobody, then that's how others would see you. If you identify yourself as royalty, a child of the Most High God, then that's how people would see you. And can I tell you, people treat royalty so much greater than people treat other people on the wayside, or who think nothing of themselves. So remember that. You're not alone, though. You are who you are. I am who I am because of whose I am. Think about it. If you have anything and it's broken, what do? You take it back to the creator, or make the maker of it, right? The funny thing is, they just made that thing, like your phone, your cell phone, the screen cracks. What do? You take it to a phone place, and and they get you a new phone. But they just made it. They didn't invent it. They didn't create it. They made it. When you connect with your creator who made you, then your identity is established based on your creator, the great one, the greatest one. And then you realize that you have no limits. Because if you speak something, it can actually come into being, because your creator is able to speak and create things. I've said all of that to say this: do not limit yourself, or your children, or the people around you based on the color of your skin, your background, culture, or anything like that. And know that our Creator is every color. I'm not ignorant again of the obvious systems and disparities in our world. I just know who I am because of whose I am. And by identifying with your creator, and not the systems of this world, or society, or society's opinion of you, allows you to move forward boldly with faith, knowing that anything is possible. I wish I could just come to this. I wish all of us could come to this knowledge of knowing Ephesians 3:20. Now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. Know this, that the things we say out of our mouth by asking, and the things that we think about, are comparable, in the sense that God is saying that He's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. So know that what you're thinking and what you're asking is just as powerful. If I had to leave you with one thing, I'll say this: connect to your Creator. Know that your mind is your most valuable asset. I'm encouraging you to use it well. Do not let the color of your skin, your background, or any of that limit you. It takes a transformed mind to get that. So get it. Use your mind to do great things, and not be held back based on the color of your skin. I know it's difficult sometimes, and CNN, and not just CNN, research has shown that there's so many disparities and so many things that people could hold themselves back for. I'm asking you to not do that. What makes us different is the way we think. What makes you and I different is the way we think. Know that your mind is your most valuable asset, and don't take it for granted. Be mindful of the things you think about, and not let other people's opinion of you determine who you are. But work on your gifts consistently. First, find out what they are. And if you don't know what they are, reach out to me. I'll help you find out. Find out what they are, refine it, become excellent at it, and people will find you once you become excellent at it. Okay, I'm so grateful you stood by me for this series on Black History, in Black History Month, talking about the the color of our brain versus the color of our skin. It's been a blessing to me, and people have been telling me how much of a blessing it has been to them as well. I am passionate about helping us walk with confidence, passionate about helping you walk fully in your purpose. So remember, as we go forward, to use what you have and not what other people say of you to become the great person that you are, even right now. May I pray for you before I leave? Father, I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the series on Black History Month. Thank you for the great history makers of the past. And thank you for those history who are making history now. Thank you, oh God, for allowing us to understand the great power in which you've given us in our mind. That when we ask or think about something, that they are on the same level, and that we could accomplish it, whether we speak it out loud or we think about it. Help us to be mindful about how we think and what we say. Help us to live in love, God. Help us to live in love, love for each other, love for you. Help us to understand who we are and whose we are. That you created us the very color we are for your specific purpose. Now, Lord, help us to tap into your greatness to accomplish your full purpose for our lives. Help us to know, oh God, that the thing that's most important, it's not the color of our skin, but the color of our mind and our thoughts and our heart. Help us to know that the most important things you've given us is hidden inside of us. The seed of who we are is inside of us. Help us to find our gifts, live and refine them, become excellent at them, so that the world and kings will come beckoning, calling to us for their use. Grant us your grace, your peace, your hope, your love, and ability. Help us to forgive those who hurt us, forgive each other. Grant us your grace, O God, to appreciate and honor our families and the people around us, knowing that you bless us through people. You bless us through people, through men, to men. Bless us, oh God, and help us to be a blessing. We pray all of these things in Jesus' name. Next month, I'll be focusing on women because it's International Women's Month. However, I have some really great thoughts about leadership that I'd like to share with you next month. So join me and learn more about women, the greatness of who we are, yes, and leadership. Until then, I'm asking you to find someone and help them live more passionately. Help them to understand that the greatness of who they are is not in the color of their skin, but in the color of their mind and the color of their heart.